Today is January 24th, and this is the practice from this morning. Dispersion was a little less tight than yesterday, especially with the driver, so we're going to get into the driver right away. Now, the problem I was having also today with the driver came from it being uniquely extended time, meaning that the place had a cancellation at the last minute, so I was able to extend an extra half hour. This means I was completely shot by the time I had been swinging already for 45 minutes when I got into doing the driver. So you'll see a lot of these ones I'm dragging my right foot over, and I really didn't have that snap that you want. They talk about the snap in both boxing and other contact sports where you have striking, and that's where you're moving your hands and it has not necessarily momentum behind it, but there is a kind of snap at the finish. And the same is true of golf. When you're swinging that club head, you want there to be almost a whip-like motion. Maybe not whip-like is the best way to describe it, but the same kind of snapping should be at the point of contact. But it should also be very controlled. You're not just throwing the club around like I'm doing today. Much of that I just attribute to poor conditioning. I'm clearly overweight, and that's something I'm going to change. Moving on from the driver, we're going to the 3-wood. Now, today was unique that I actually had time to practice with the 3-wood. Stats are up there if you want to take a pause and look at any of those stats. What's significant about the 3-wood is with the 3-wood, I currently have enough club speed to hit the 3-wood about 200 yards, which is maybe 30 to 50 yards short of where it should be, but still good altogether, and it's a great approaching tool if I'm left with a lot of fairway. As I was saying, the driver wood was near the end of the session, so I'm really tired in a lot of these, and that accounts for some of the dispersion. The rest is also just needing to be more disciplined with my higher clubs. Now, what's converse about the way I trained today, about the way I should be training, is I was putting a lot of attention on driver and woods because these are kind of weak in my opinion for my game overall. But if you think about it in a more chance and factual kind of sense, despite dispersion with the higher clubs, if your approach shots are okay, the real place where you're going to have a lot of change in your score and be able to take advantage of scoring is with having more consistency with your low irons and wedges. When I say low, I mean like your 8-9 iron versus the 4 or 5 iron. Moving on, we did just a brief bit with hybrid. I was very happy with the distance I was getting with hybrid. I topped out at about 188, was I think my highest, longest drive with my highest total with hybrid today, which is not terrible necessarily. I think people who are at a much more professional level get around 220 to 230 with a hybrid, so 180 I'm pretty happy with. Could always use much more club speed though, and you can even see here on a lot of these I'm not getting that whip motion. It just wasn't there for me today. It's not going to be there every day. Here we have the 7-iron. The 7-iron I was pretty happy with today. I was hitting it around 130 to 140. I'm understanding that an average 7-iron should be around 145, so a 140 hit is good. I just need much more consistency with the 140, being able to get to it regularly and being able to control and keep it within a reasonable amount of dispersion. But if I had that extra club speed, being able to slow down and control it better would be advantageous. Here are my wedge shots for today. The wedge was not where I really wanted to be. I was working still at trying to normalize that angle of launch, and I wasn't as successful as that. You can see I'm having my hands way forward to try and keep that angle of launch down, and I think that's throwing me off, and I should stick to just trying to get consistent swings that are straightforward and worry about the angle a little bit less. Thanks for watching.